years of service with the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation. He served nearly 29 years as president and chief executive officer of that outstanding organization. He's led the charge to bring top national and international sporting events to the New Orleans area, including a highly successful Super Bowl 59, which we just experienced this past February. He's a graduate of Jesuit High of Shreveport and Louisiana Tech, previously served as general manager of the AAA New Orleans Zephyrs. We had some fun times. And of course worked in radio locally, worked for the AA Shreveport Captains minor league team, among other things. And he's a good and great friend, and we appreciate everything that he does and that the organization does. It's well represented here today, the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation. Please give a warm welcome to Jay Cicero. Jay. Let's kick it off. Jude, do you want to kick off a little video for us?
I don't need to tell you that Super Bowl in New Orleans are synonymous. A match made in football heaven. We put our stamp on the game and headlined the early days of the halftime show. Super Bowl IV, our first Tulane Stadium. Back 2 seasons later for Super Bowl VI, man in a fedora, Dallas takes down Don Shula's Dolphins. Super Bowl IX, fresh off the immaculate reception. Steel curtain rolled in and rolled over the Vikings. Super Bowl XII, first Super Bowl in the Dome. First Super Bowl played indoors, and the first in prime time. Dallas downs Denver. Super Bowl XV, who could forget Al Davis?
Just win, baby.
Plunkett on a straight drop back. Rolls on the move, and it's caught by King at the 40.
Super Bowl XX, the Bears, the Shuffle, nominated for a Grammy. Maybe winning the game in this music city was destiny. Super Bowl XXIV, Montana and Rice lead the 49ers to the second straight championship. Super Bowl XXXI, Favre and the Packers bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Titletown.
This is what it's all about, winning a championship, the greatest moment of your life.
Super Bowl XXXVI. Everything changed after 9/11. We were united in the Dome, around the city, and across the country.
Super Bowl 36.
Super Bowl 47, Baltimore, the Brothers Bowl, Beyonce.
Jacoby Jones, and look at him go. Past the 50, he is flying. The Super Bowl belongs to Baltimore.
I want to thank the city of New Orleans for what is just a spectacular way to celebrate. I've never seen anything like it.
Super Bowl 59, the Eagles seeking redemption and accomplished their second title in a decade. The journey has been nothing short of remarkable, filled with grit and determination. Our 11th Super Bowl hosted in another unforgettable moment in time. New Orleans continues to be synonymous with football greatness. 11 Super Bowls in the books.
Thank you. I still love that video. I haven't seen it in a while, but it makes me smile every time I do see it and hear it, especially. It's great to be here, Ken. Thank you. As always, Mrs. Benson, always a pleasure to be with you. We spent a lot of time together last year and a half. Verge, my old friend, rely on you for a lot, and our friendship means a lot. Coach, being a high school coach is very close to me. My father was one for 45 years. And so, yeah, Ken, you mentioned 35 years. You said 20 years. You think you're getting old? That's got nothing to do with it. You got a long way to go before you catch me. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Sports Foundation, most of you are. I see a lot of friends here. But we're a nonprofit that bids upon and manages sporting events for the economic benefit of the state of Louisiana and the city of New Orleans. This year, especially the last year and a half, has been extremely busy for us. And we played a major role in managing a number of events. And as you saw, Super Bowl 59, we served as the host committee staff for that event. We had a very successful UFC 318 here over the summer, about a month ago, a little over a month ago. And then a few weeks ago, the two events on the same weekend, the Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics National Championships, and our third annual NOLA Pickle Fest, benefiting the Breeze Dream Foundation. And we'll also manage our 25th New Orleans Bowl this December 23rd. So it's not all me. We have an incredible staff, experienced staff. Most of them are sitting at these two tables, but they are experts at what they do and take a huge role in producing these events as well as attracting and managing them as we move forward. Super Bowl 59 marked a milestone for the city, and a culmination of, like I said, several years' work of fundraising, several years' work of planning and preparations for our board of directors, our staff, our committee members, several of which are here today, and everyone really worked together. It was our record-tying 11th Super Bowl as a city, but the 4th time that the Sports Foundation served as the host committee staff. The event was a huge success and further cemented New Orleans as the premier location for major sporting events. Some of the biggest in the country are here. Some of the highlights include a $1.25 billion economic impact on the state of Louisiana. That's a big number. 9,787 local jobs created, $82.7 million in state and local taxes generated, 127.7 million viewers, which was the most watched television program in U.S. history, and over 6,400 credentialed members of the media. They were here all week. Y'all saw the results of that. Mark Romig co-chaired our media PR committee. We prepared for them months and months and months, if not years, leading up to that week, and it really paid off. They amplified visibility for the city of New Orleans and for the state of Louisiana, and that is really part of what it's all about. There's the economic impact, and then there's the media exposure associated with these events, which is the purpose of what we do. And so everybody asks you, what's your favorite moment? What happened? What was so great? I always say, I think there's two favorite moments that I had. One was when the opening night of the digital mapping and lighting display at St. Louis Cathedral. We did that at the urging of Mrs. Benson and her fundraising effort to renovate the cathedral. And certainly the NFL bought into it, and it was amazing all week. The crowds were incredible. It was just something very special that no other city has been able to do. And then secondly was the Super Bowl Host Committee Parade that we produced. I say we produced it, the Kern family produced it for us. Fitzkern's here today. But it was a record-breaking event, broadcast nationwide, showcasing New Orleans and our unique culture to millions and millions of people worldwide. And so, as I said a minute ago, we hosted UFC 318, an incredible success here in July in partnership with ASM Global, New Orleans and Company, Louisiana Office of Tourism, and UFC itself. So that event was in the business we call it a hard sellout. It means every ticket in the building was sold for face value or more if somebody hit the secondary market. But that's a delight to an outside group who wants to come in and bring more events. And certainly we are talking to UFC and others about bringing bringing one of their events back. Dustin Poirier, although he lost his bout, was the featured match that night, the featured fight. And interesting to note, on the business side, over 65% of the ticket purchasers, there were 18,138 tickets purchased. Over 65% of them were purchased from outside of the state of Louisiana. So we thought it was going to be well attended because of Dustin, and it was. The rest of the crowd was obviously a lot of it was because of Dustin. But the fact that 65% came from out of the state really points to the purpose of what we do and what we all try and do here for New Orleans. So it's the largest grossing gate in the history of the Smoothie King Center, $8.09 million. That's a big number. And then 2 weeks ago, we hosted the Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics National Championships, and that event featured LSU gymnast, an incoming gymnast, Hesley Rivera, who won the women's all-around title, and Asher Hong, who won. Hesley, by the way, was a gold medalist in the 24 Olympics last year, and Asher Hong, who was an Olympic bronze medalist, won the senior men's all-around. So these types of events are what we do. We do Super Bowls, of course, and those are great. Hopefully, we get one quicker than 11 years or every 10, 12 years. And we're certainly working on that with Mrs. Benson and her staff. That we have a saying for Super Bowl, it's what we do. And it really applies to the Sports Foundation and everybody and all the partners in this room. It's what we do. And we work behind the scenes a lot to try and make sure that New Orleans is put first and foremost, that Louisiana is taking advantage of the opportunities that only these events can bring. So I can't thank you enough for your support. Drew Brees was here a few weeks ago for the 3rd annual NOLA Pickle Fest. The highlight of that event is that Drew played tennis legend Andre Agassi in an exhibition match. I'm embarrassed to say Drew didn't hold a candle to Andre. Certainly this is the second time that he's played a tennis professional, a former tennis professional. And in tennis, I can say that tennis skills definitely translate to pickleball skills, not as much as an NFL quarterback skills do, but they did an incredible exhibition match, extremely well attended, a lot of fun. They were mic'd up the entire time, and obviously we're going to continue doing that event with Drew and his team for many, many years to come. So we hope to continue to keep this streak alive. I know there's some announcements coming in the next several weeks for some major events. We also are bidding upon several different major events from 2026 through 2033 right now, and we're going to be starting those processes and hopefully have a lot more to announce in the next several months and several years. So thank you again. Ken, appreciate you having me here. Thanks for all the supporters who came out to be here either as our guests or as part of the organization, and everybody keep up the great work.